Who is Israel?
Same, Yaqub alayhi salam.
Yes, Yaqub al-Islam. It was the title of Yaqub al-Islam, Israel, and there is a history behind it uh, about its mention. That's mentioned in the Bible why he was giving that title, but I don't know why they have put it like this. Although it's a bit in a negative, I mean, it has a negative connotation associated with it, but that's fine. We today would consider the name associated with Yaqub al-Islam. Israel actually literally would mean, just like in Arabic we say Abdullah. Abdullah means the slave of Allah. So in Hebrew or in the Aramaic language, Israel would mean the slave of Allah, the one who worships Allah. That's how the literal translation would mean. But how he got the title, there is a different story behind it, which I don't know whether that's right or wrong, because many things in the Bible we don't subscribe to, obviously. But the thing is, this is for clear that Israel is his title, and he had 12 sons. One of them Yusuf al-Islam. So from the 12 sons of Yaqub al-Islam, so they were the ones known as Bani Israel or Bani Yaqub. All right. So out of the 12 sons became later on converted into the 12 tribes. Out of these 12 sons that he had, there were 12 tribes of Israel, or called it the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, of Bani Israel. And you see that when Musa, I told you that Musa al-Islam came in the same progeny, right? All of these prophets that are coming in Bani Israel, they're coming in the progeny of Ishaq al-Islam, or you can say from the progeny of Yaqub al-Islam, because Yaqub al-Islam was the son of Ishaq. So they're all coming from one lineage. There is no prophet coming from the other side, from the progeny of Ismail al-Islam. But there is only one prophet that came after Ismail al-Islam. Only one prophet came from that lineage. That was Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Was the only one. You see, Ismail al-Islam was placed in Makkah, and after him there were he had his progeny coming, but none of them were prophets. But eventually, the last prophet came from there, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But before him, the other prophets that came, they were all coming from the progeny of Ishaq al-Islam's progeny. That is Yaqub al-Islam and Bani Israel. That's one point. Another point that you're going to remember, that there was not a single time right from uh, Ishaq al-Islam uh, up to the time of who was the last prophet that came from this lineage now? From the lineage of Ishaq al-Islam. Who was the last one? From the last one is Prophet Sassam. That's overall. Prophet Sassam came from the lineage of Ismail al-Islam. Are you following me? My question is, who was the last one that came from the lineage of Ishaq al-Islam?
Is it Musa al-Islam?
Isa
No,
alayhi salam.
Isa al-Islam. Because Isa al-Islam came very good. He came right
Yes.
before Prophet Sassam. The prophet that came before Prophet Sassam was Isa al-Islam. So Isa al-Islam, from the lineage of Ishaq al-Islam or Yaqub al-Islam, was the last prophet from there. So they were expecting the last prophet to come from their lineage. But the last prophet didn't come from there. Last prophet came from the other lineage. So they already had the animosity against him, because they were expecting, they said all the prophets are coming from here. How can the last prophet come from Ismail's lineage? How can it be? They recognized that he is a prophet, but they do not subscribe to it because of the ego. They would expect the last prophet to come from the lineage of Bani Israel, but it came from Bani Ismail, right? So they couldn't subscribe to it. So, but so far, when Ibrahim al-Islam was there, and then it was his son Ishaq al-Islam, then his son Yaqub al-Islam, then his son Yusuf al-Islam, and then the list goes on. So far they are just, and they're just a they're just, I mean, they have not become an ummat. Ummat means when you have a sharia to follow, a set of laws to follow. So Bani Israel actually became an ummat when they were given a book. when they were given a Shariat. And Shariat was given when Musa alayhi salam was given Torah, called it Torah. Right? Torah means laws, literally. It means laws. So Musa alayhi salam was given set of principles to follow, like we say 10 commandments or Torah in general, right? So I was given Torah, so Torah had the Shariat. Torah was the Shariat. Now, after the Shariat was given to them, Bani Israel became an ummat now. It became, before that, it was just a simple nation, just like you had the nation, so many nations, but not a ummat of a particular set of laws, set of principles. So they became ummat when Musa alayhi salam was given the Torah, right? So that's why you will see Bani Israel recognizing their laws and regulations, referring to Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam, so it started with Musa alayhi salam now, who comes in the progeny of uh, Ishaq alayhi salam. Now, there was not a single time when there was no prophet present. There was not a single time that this ummat of Bani Israel was without a prophet. That means that at any point of time, there was some prophet present. Not a single day passed, right from Musa alayhi salam, right up to Isa alayhi salam. Not a single day passed that there was no prophet present. You will even find that when Musa alayhi salam went to Midian before his prophethood, right, he even served in a house of another prophet, as a Shoaib. As a Shoaib's house, he served there for 10 years. And also, then he offered him to marry his daughter. It's in Surah Qasas mentioned. So my point here is there was not a single time when Bani Israel was without a prophet, especially after they became the Ummah, when the Torah was given to them. And you just keep this in mind, it's like a continuous chain, just a continuous chain. But right in the beginning, it started with two prophets present at the same time. Musa alayhi salam and his brother Harun alayhi salam. They were both present at the same time. Two prophets. It began with two prophets present at the same time, and also ended with two prophets at the same time. At the same time, two prophets. At the end, two prophets in the beginning. Right? It's just like you put a chain on two sticks. Right? On one side, there are two sticks to hold the chain. On the other side, there are two sticks to hold the chain. Just like, keep that in your mind. So two prophets in the beginning, Musa alayhi salam and Harun alayhi salam, and two prophets at the end. Can you tell me the names? Isa alayhi salam, who was the other one? Two prophets at the end, right at the same time. The Prophet is not from Bani Israel. How can he be at the same time? Prophet and Isa were not at the same time. My question is the two prophets at the same time present among Bani Israel. Prophet was not from Bani Israel. So that's a wrong answer. Hear my question. So let me rephrase my question. That when Bani Israel became an ummat, right in the beginning, there were two prophets present at the same time. Musa alayhi salam and his brother Harun alayhi salam. And then continuously there were prophets. Not a single day came without a prophet. So it's a chain of prophets, continuous. And then at the end, there were two prophets, right at the same time. Isa alayhi salam, and I'll give you a hint. Another prophet is his cousin. Just like Musa alayhi salam's brother was Harun alayhi salam. So here, Isa alayhi salam didn't have a brother, right? So, but the other prophet is his cousin. Who was he? One more hint. That that prophet is addressed in the Quran as somebody who was given wisdom. Sorry?
Al-Yasa.
Al-Yasa. What is that?
There is one prophet's name just coming before Isa alayhi salam.
About that prophet who is mentioned in the Quran that he was given wisdom. He was given wisdom right in his infancy. Right in his childhood, he was given the wisdom. وَآتَيْنَا حُكْمَ سَبِيًّا. We granted him wisdom in his childhood.
Okay, Zakaria alayhi salam.
No, it is not Zakaria. It is
Yahya alayhi salam.
Yahya alayhi salam. Absolutely.
Yes.
It is Hazrat Yahya. All right, so Yahya alayhi salam and and Hazrat Isa, they were present at the same time, and both of these had miraculous births. Miraculous birth. So you'll see in Surah Maryam, the mention of birth of Yahya alayhi salam is mentioned first, and then the birth mention of the birth of Isa alayhi salam is mentioned right next to him in Surah Maryam 19. So Yahya alayhi salam and Isa alayhi salam, they were present at the same time, right at the end. And if you see the Christian Bible, the name of Yahya alayhi salam mentioned there is as John the Baptist. John the Baptist. There are two Johns. One is John the Baptist, that's Yahya alayhi salam. Another is the one who has actually written the gospel. That's a different John. That's the Gospel of John. That's different. But the one who is a prophet, his name is Yahya alayhi salam. So they were there at the end. Two prophets right at the end, two prophets right in the beginning. Now, during this, so in the beginning, you had the Torah. Torah given to them, set of laws, set of principles. And right at the end, you had Isa alayhi salam. He was given the Injil, right? That is the gospel. Bible does not mean Injil. Bible is actually the collection of books, of all of the books that came before, right from Musa alayhi salam's Torah, right up to Isa alayhi salam's books. Bible comes from the term biblos, means set of books. So Bible is not Injil. So the literal translation of Injil is gospel. All right. So at the end came Isa alayhi salam in that lineage, and he was given the Injil, right? Now, Hazrat Isa said that I did not come with any new law, with any new Shariat. Think not I have come with a new law. I have not, or to destroy the old law. I have just come to fulfill the old law. That is, he did mention, Isa alayhi salam, I did not come up with any new Shariat for you. It's just the continuation of the same that was given to Bani Israel, right, through Musa alayhi salam. So in the beginning, Torah, and in the end, Injil. And right in the middle, when they actually became a kingdom. Kingdom means now when the law was actually implemented on a state level, right? When there was a king, a person is a king now because he is now implementing the laws. Who was that king who implemented the laws for the first time? When this Bani Israel, that is an ummat, now became a kingdom. Do you know the name of the prophet who was given the kingdom that came in the progeny of Musa alayhi salam? Right? Because all of this is happening in the Bani Israel, right? Among the progeny of Bani Israel, we started with
Suleiman
Ibrahim.
alayhi salam.
It was Dawud alayhi salam.
Dawood alayhi
Very good. It was
Dawood
Dawud
alayhi
alayhi salam.
salam.
Sulaiman alayhi salam was his son. So that was the
Yes.
first time when they had a kingdom. And the gap between Dawud alayhi salam and Musa alayhi salam is 300 years. 300 years is the gap. So after Musa alayhi salam, after 300 years, you had Dawud alayhi salam coming, and then his son Sulaiman alayhi salam, and they built one of the most beautiful kingdoms at that time. All right. So again, we say uh, that is during the time of Sulaiman alayhi salam. It's mentioned in Surah Baqarah, uh, around the ayat 100 onwards, 100, 101, 102, 100, 101, 102. That's when it's mentioned that there were some angels that came, and they taught some people certain tricks or certain magic. And Sulaiman alayhi salam hid all of this magic or whatever tricks they taught. He hid it in his throne where he used to sit. Right? It's a kind of a rock in which the king of Israel would be crowned, like in which the Dawud al-Islam was also crowned. That's a throne. It's a form of a stone. You call it a throne, right? So the king would sit and he would be crowned on it. Dawud al-Islam was crowned on that stone, on that rock. It's a seat. And so all the all the kings that came, they were all crowned on that, uh, on the throne, all right? And when they were crowned on it, later on there was that stone, that rock or the throne was taken. It's today. It's in England. So today the queen or the king of England, when they are crowned, They're crowned on it. It's in Westminster Abbey. Westminster Abbey is right there in UK today. So if you Google it later on, Throne of David, the Throne of David is there. So eventually, they're planning to, they will be one day taking this throne back. They'll be taking it to Israel because they're still waiting for that Messiah, that last Messiah still to come, who has actually come. The last prophet has actually come, but for them, he has not come. They're still waiting. For Christians say the last has come. For them, it's Jesus, the Messiah. Right? They say that Jesus is the last one, he has come. But the Jews are still waiting for that. The last has actually come. Prophet ﷺ has already come. But they don't recognize him as the Messiah, as the last savior of humanity. For Christians, he has come. But for Jews, they're still waiting. So when they're waiting for the last one, so when who they would call as the last of their prophets and who they will follow is actually the Masih ad-Dajjal. So they will crown Masih ad-Dajjal on that throne. And they're going to take it back from London and take it to Jerusalem. And they will put it there and crown the king, who's actually going to be Masih ad-Dajjal. But they will call him that he is the actual Masih, that he is the actual savior, but he is the Dajjal going to be. All right. Who has a question? Mr. Afshan, you have a question?
Yes. So this they call this the third temple they call, why they call temple which Dawood alayhi salam has made?
So Dawud alayhi salam, it was actually he was given an instruction to make a masjid actually. So they use a different terminology, the ibadatgah for Allah, right? So he made that right there on the hill, a small hill elevation. It was actually made by Sulaiman alayhi salam, actually son, and just like Ibrahim alayhi salam, and you have his son Ismail alayhi salam building Kaaba, and the same one you have Dawud alayhi salam and Sulaiman alayhi salam making that masjid there. So, but obviously for them, Dawud alayhi salam and Sulaiman alayhi salam, for them they are the Jews, but obviously they were Muslims. So if they made a masjid, so that would be the sacred place for the Jews there, for them. And that's like that, what they call as the temple. It is actually a masjid. So that was actually broken down, that was destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar was a king who he destroyed it completely. So it's technically speaking that the Kaaba of Jews is destroyed today. And there's only one wall that's standing right now.
Yeah,
That's known
that
as the
is the
Wailing Wall. So they go there
Masjid
and start
Aqsa.
wailing in front of it. No, Masjid Aqsa is different. That's a Wailing Wall. You call it Wailing Wall. You find the Jews standing in front
Wailing
of it
Wall.
and they start wailing in front of it. So it's only one portion of that structure that's in place today. And on the other side of it, when Prophet Sassam did the Miraj, the Burak was tied to that. So it's an entire complex there. So now what I was actually talking about was that all the prophets that came in after Ibrahim alayhi salam, or I should say that came after Ishaq alayhi salam, they came from one progeny. All of the prophets that are coming from one side, but from the other side of Ismail alayhi salam, there is only one prophet coming, and that's the last prophet coming from there. All right. So, and they became an ummat when they were given the book Torah during the time of Musa alayhi salam. And right at the end, so there are two prophets in the beginning, two at the end. So a book in the beginning, Torah, and a book at the end, that is Injil. But right in the middle, they were also given a book that was given to Dawud al-Islam, Zabur, right? Zabur means scrolls, literally means scrolls. Just like you might have seen in some TV serial, like the old TV serials, where they show the king, and there is a person he's opening a letter kind of, and then reading from it. It's a scroll, right? Scrolls. They're reading the scrolls. So scroll means literally means Zabur. There were also uh, there were also the scrolls like this or instructions given to Ibrahim alayhi salam. Ibrahim alayhi salam, but we don't have the book by that name. But scrolls were given to Ibrahim alayhi salam as well, just like you have in Suhuf Ibrahim of Musa. So there were Suhuf of Ibrahim, Where they, we do not know. They went somewhere. We lost them, but they are not there. But officially, we say that there are actually four books that are mentioned by name. One is Torah. Torah means literally law, Kanun, literal transition. It was given to Musa alayhi salam. And then you have the Zabur, that means the scrolls. That was given to Dawud alayhi salam. And then you had Injil. Injil means the good news, or yeah, good news, gospel, good news. That was given to Isa alayhi salam. But the Injil, Isa is not present today. You'll have the gospel of John present. You'll have the gospel of Matthew today. You have gospel of Mark. You have the gospel of Luke. Four gospels that are present today in the Bible. But the actual gospel of Jesus, that's not there at all. So, and there are three. So then, and you have the Quran, the last and the final revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, we'll continue the story of Yusuf al-Islam in our next class. All right. And with that, we end the session. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة
Walaikum
الله
Assalam.
وبركاته.